See, one of the major aspects to being a targeted individual, for all of the targeted individuals who come from families or big narcissistic families, that you have to take into account is that a lot of these people, and before I go into this, I'm not speaking on this to be negative. I'm not speaking on this to drain anybody, to spread any type of fear or low level emotions or things of that nature, but this is the reality of being a targeted individual. And what I want to speak on when it comes to narcissistic family is that a lot of these people in general were already jealous or envious of you, especially if you have some type of, um, empathetic, or for the most part, you're just a chill, laid back person, or just positive. That doesn't mean you're perfect, but when, especially family members, especially if you have a narcissistic parent, speaking from my point of view, I have a narcissistic mother figure who gave birth to me. So you'll see a lot of the characteristics from the narcissistic parent kind of like rubs off on your siblings in a way. So they like triangulate them to be a part of, the smear campaigns against you. They use siblings as well as like flying monkeys, and those to basically be the proxy between the parent. That way, the sibling is carrying out the agenda that the narcissistic parent has, which when I was first put into these situations, I feel like the narcissistic parent, the narcissistic mother figure that gave birth to me, was basically one of the first haters of my life, or the first opposition of my life, that really contributed to the current situation I'm in today. And you know, the mother figure is supposed to be a person that you trust. The person who gave birth to you is supposed to be the person that you can trust as an individual, that you can get empathy from, that was supposed to be the one to care for their offspring, because that's what a mother's supposed to do. But what I've learned from going through this targeting for so long is that that's not the case with every mother figure. Not everybody's cut out to be a so-called mother or a parent, even if they have children or even if they give birth to children. So basically what I've learned is that, narcissistic family are just as bad as perps or gang stalkers on the street, which are the same type of narcissist and the same type of miserable people as narcissistic family, but it's just they're not related to you by blood. So that was something that I really had to take in and accept, and long before, years ago. I'm just speaking on it now, but over time I seen that it seemed like, people were mad that I wasn't giving up. People were mad that I wasn't falling to the attacks and the tactics that they've used against me throughout my whole life. And I'm the oldest out of 5 siblings. I'm the oldest out of all of us. So it was kind of like I got to see, you know, everybody close to me kind of turn on me. And I got to see the jealousy and the envy from a so-called mother or parental figure manifest in the other people around me. And I got to see, the smear campaigns that I know for a fact came from this figure. So it's kind of like when you're used to being hated on, or you're used to others being jealous of you or envious of you, especially when your first hater was the one who gave birth to you, it's kind of like nothing anybody else says or does can really affect me, or any subliminals or any shots people try to take at me, because I came into this world already set up and betrayed by the one who was supposed to be the one person I could count on. So it was kind of like I understood right away that I was going to be on this journey and have to trust in the Most High God, and whoever the Most High God brought into my life that was that I knew was for me intuitively, that that I gained through discernment. And I don't mean that in a religious manner, by the way. When I mention the Most High God, it's not a religion. But that's besides the point. But what I do want to say is that when you're going through organized stalking and targeting, what narcissistic family likes to do is they're aware that you're targeted. They're aware that they're participating in these things. Some of these narcissistic families, they'll go as far as to target you and then team up with other people they know don't like you, or team up with some of your exes from the past, or people who had secret hate and jealousy for you. They'll get in touch with random people and help, set up little street theaters and synchronizations and stuff. A lot of the people I know that have, walked through this area, and, that they sent to walk by because I stay out of my car. So they'll know I'm out here. And then, I know that a lot of the things in my environment, I know not only is it, you know, people involved in law enforcement that they're connected to setting these things up, but a lot of it, most of the time when you're a TI, some of it is actually your own family members that are setting you up out of jealousy. And one thing I've realized as well when it comes to narcissistic family is that everything they do to you is what they'll claim that you're doing to them. And like, for example, just today I had, you know, a narcissist, my narcissistic mother figure walk past my vehicle, and then they'll recite lyrics from songs that they listen to, and they'll recite them at you like they're projecting at you, like mocking your finances, because that's what they do when they perp and gang stalk you. They attack your finances, they attack your stability, in hopes that they drive you, to off yourself or go into depression, or get you to, crash out and lash out and do something illegal and get yourself locked up. So these people will contribute to breaking your life down, and targeting your life and coming against your finances and coming against your stability. But at the same time, they'll mock you for being in that position when they're actually behind the scenes, and they're the ones that are behind where you're currently at in life. And they're behind putting effort to get you in that position. Not to say that that's where you'll always be, because everybody can bounce back, especially when you're a TI. That's why you have faith. That's why you got to keep faith, and that's why you got to truly just believe in yourself as much as possible. Like, you got to truly believe that things are going to get better, things are going to change. So I didn't take it personal when my narcissistic mother figure kind of was throwing shots at me subliminally using directed conversation. But that shows me that that's only a reflection of how they feel about themselves. So they'll claim that you're hating on them, but these are actually the people who are hating on you, and they're miserable as it is. So they have to, that's what the narcissist does. The narcissist, the people who are involved in this sort of thing, they like to project. They like to project how they feel about themselves onto you, and everything they're doing, they'll claim that you're doing. That's part of the psychological aspect of this. So yeah, like I was talking to somebody that I keep close to me, that I trust, that has really been there for me, and I was just mentioning how, lately they've been really butthurt. They've been really, I don't know what I did to, I think they're mad that I'm still making it. I think they're mad that I'm just prospering and minding my business. And that's one thing about it, y'all. When you cut off the narcissistic family, when you don't go to no holidays, you don't go to no Mother's Day, you don't go anywhere around these people because they want to perp you, they get mad because you're not around to be everybody's punching bag. So they're going to start walking past your car. They're going to start mocking your situation. They're going to mock your finances. They're going to mock things that they contributed to you being in that position, yet they're going to mock you for being in that position. But the thing about these cowards is they work from a secret place. They don't outright come out and be, be brave about it and let you know what they're doing. That's how evil these people are, manipulative they are. They'll claim you're hating on them, but the whole time they're actually the ones that are hating and conspiring and working with all these people to come against you. And it'll be a group of like, as many family members as you have versus one person, you. And that should show you that you do have power as an individual, that you really are empowered. That should really show you that there are actually more miserable people than there are people who truly like are actual authentic individuals connected to a divine source, the most high. So at the end of the day, of course anybody wants to stand up for themselves right away and react when you hear things like that and you're minding your business. But at the same time, you just gotta let these people be miserable, because that's all they'll always ever be. And they'll mock you in your money situation or your finances, because the only thing these people care about is money. These people will sell out their own children for money. These people will sacrifice anybody close to them for money. These people are not loyal. They're not authentic. All they do is study your personality and copy things about you and then wear your personality like a suit and then pretend to be good people, and they hide in the church like they're actually God's people. But at the end of the day, if you were God's people, you wouldn't be a gang stalker perping and participating in trafficking and crimes against humanity. So how are you God's people? And I make these videos because I know family creeps on my page. I know they send their little, flying monkeys to the narcissist. Can't be alone. The narcissist always needs people around them. They always like to have these gossip circles and group chats and group this and group that. The narcissist relies on numbers. So I know that some of y'all are watching, and that's why I'm making this video, to let y'all know that the things y'all say, the little subliminals y'all throw at me, don't affect me. You can fake cough. You can walk by and do directed conversation, family, stranger, Easter bunny, whoever the fuck you are. It just doesn't affect me. So I know y'all been real butthurt lately. I know y'all are real mad that y'all haven't got a reaction, but I give y'all A for effort. Y'all doing a good job perping. I respect the effort, and I appreciate any hate, because any bad energy coming towards me, I just transmute that and use it as fuel. So, send all the hate you would like. Just keep giving me your energy. It's to all the haters out there, by the way. Not the actual authentic people who actually have empathy for other human beings, that are not sellouts for just any type of money, selling out their own people.